Volvo has already announced that they would stop selling diesel cars in the interest of a greener future. While that is definitely the way going forward, the end goal is still pretty far for India. You see, in the Indian market, the demand for diesels is still pretty high, even in the luxury car space. It doesn't come as a surprise then that Volvo's entire lineup this side of the XC90 was all diesel powered. At least until they launched this, the XC40 T4. We're in sunny Goa to find out if it's a worthy alternative to the diesel counterpart. Volvo's design engineers seem to have a magic pencil given how consistently they have been coming out with stunning designs. The XC90 set new benchmarks in elegance and luxury when it was first launched, and Volvo followed it up well with the S90 and the XC60. For my part, I think the XC40 is not only the best so far from the Swedish carmaker, but also a perfect expression of what a modern day SUV should look like. It is tightly packed, sporty and SUV-ish in the right measure. Above all, although it is a derivative of Volvo's family design language, the XC40 has its own identity. Just like on the outside, the interior too is contemporary and tech-laden. The first thing you would notice is the familiarity with the rest of the Volvo lineup. The steering wheel, tablet-like central touchscreen, as well as the vertically stacked aircon vents have all been borrowed from more expensive Volvos. Buttons and knobs are all made of high-quality materials and have a very likable feel. Soft touch materials used for the upper half of the dash make it feel premium, but the plastics in the lower half are coarse. Front seats are well bolstered and comfortable, but the rear is a bit too upright for our liking. The biggest letdown for me, however, was the T4's interior trim. We loved the diesel XC40 for its contrast carpet and door pads, but this T4 only comes draped in black. This not only makes the cabin feel less lively, but also lowers the sense of space. In the international market, Volvo offers the XC40 with 3 petrol engine options, a 1.5-litre 3-cylinder motor and 2 2-litre 4-cylinder motors. The one that we've got here today and the one that is available in India is the 188 bhp tune. Drive it and a few things are clear right from the get-go. It doesn't feel as energetic as the petrol-powered X1, but power delivery is quite linear. Its 300 Nm of torque kicks in as low as 1750 RPM, and that ensures it doesn't feel lethargic. The engine is even refined for the most part. Inside the cabin, there's barely any noise, at least until you go hard on the throttle. In which case too, the noise inside the cabin is not quite unpleasant. Just like the diesel counterpart, the 8-speed automatic transmission isn't the quickest out there. While it shifts smoothly, it doesn't have the eagerness of the BMW's 8-speed ZF transmission. While that is something you can come to terms with, the strangest thing about the XC40's transmission is the sideways shifting manual override. It just doesn't feel natural. Fortunately, the XC40 comes with paddles and you can choose not to use the stick shifter. Volvo has set really high standards in the ride quality department with the larger XC offerings. But it must be noted that they sit on air suspension while this baby XC sits on steel springs. Despite that, the XC40 gives no reason to complain while driving on less than perfect roads. High-speed stability is impressive and vertical movement is well controlled too. Unlike the diesel iteration, the T4 is front-wheel driven, and owing to that, there is a bit of understeer around twisty roads. The feedback from the steering wheels could have been better too. Although not the most fun car in its class, the XC40 remains quite predictable. We've been impressed with the XC40 ever since we first got our hands on it in 2018. In fact, in a Best of 2018 awards, the diesel-powered XC40 managed to clock a lap time that was better than the S-Class, the C-Class and the more than 550 horsepower G63. Given the performance that the diesel-powered XC40 delivers, this one had a rep to protect, and we're happy to report that it doesn't disappoint. In fact, despite making the same power as the diesel offering and slightly lesser torque, it feels amply spirited. Sure, it doesn't feel as energetic or lively as the BMW X1, but it more than makes it up in other aspects. So if you're in the market for a compact luxury SUV and you want something stylish, feature-packed and something that offers a supreme ride quality, The XC40 then, in both its petrol and diesel counterparts as a package, is hard to beat.